am gonna go over 5 of my top tips. We have a leg day to do. I'm already feeling my glutes.
No, Julia, we're tired. We hurt.
I'm a little munchy. A little bit of fire sauce, and we are good to go.
It's game time and I'm up one. Name something I ain't done. Name a body that's my type. Air Jordan, I'll take flight. I'm next level, I'm franchise.
To our winner, Julia Rene.
Good morning, buff babes and bros, and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Julia Rene, and I am an IFBB Wellness Pro, and today we are going over the phenomenon that is how to build muscle without gaining so much fat. Don't we all want to know? So during this video, I am going to go over 5 of my top tips to make this happen. We have a leg day to do. This is like the best thing that you can have before a workout. Like, maybe not like the best for you, but the best tasting for sure. 10 out of 10 recommend. Do y'all ever like think about eating something sour? Like, I haven't even eaten it yet, but like my mouth is watering the closer it gets to my mouth. I'm like, okay, so today we have glutes and hamstrings, and I'm gonna start my day with glute activation because I have a very hard time feeling it in my glutes, and this has been key for me actually having the mind to muscle connection. So I start every glute and hamstring workout with it, and I end every workout with it as like a finisher. So we're gonna start with this first. Okay, so once you've done that for 30 seconds on each exercise, then we can start warming up. I'm already feeling my glutes getting bubbly. Okay, I'm feeling more tired than normal today, but it's fine. We just did our 2 working sets, so we did 2 plates with higher reps, then we did 3 plates with higher reps. Those are just kind of a warm-up. So now we're gonna go into our working sets. So now I'm gonna try to hit my heaviest, which last week I did 5 plates for 5 reps. So we're gonna try and hit that again today, or possibly go a little bit heavier. We'll see. Okay, so we did 1 rep more than we did last week, which is great because I'm trying to get between 5 and 8 reps for my heaviest. So last week we did 5 reps at 5 plates. This week we did 6 reps at 5 plates, which is great because I'm increasing in reps, which means that I can go a little bit heavier. And this brings me to my first tip, which is freaking train like you mean it. Like, if you're on your phone, if you're just like lollygagging while you're at the gym, not paying attention, you go in, you don't really have a plan, you don't have a way to track your progress at all, you're not being serious enough as you think you are. And that can actually hinder your muscle growth as well. One thing that I do a lot too that helps me with building muscle and not gaining as much weight while I'm trying to build muscle is I add a lot of supersets. So as y'all saw in that last workout, I went for my heaviest for 5 to 8 reps. And then as soon as I was done, dropped the weight and I did some banded abductions. By doing that, keeps your heart rate up. Your body's moving around a little bit more calories are being burned. So do more supersets, do more drop sets, freaking train like you actually mean it. Be serious about it. Okay, we're on our last set. We're gonna try and get between 15 and 20 reps. I said reps. Last week I think I got 17 reps, so if I get 20 this time, that means I need to go a little bit heavier for next week. So we got 20 reps for 3 plates. So that means next week with the same rep range, I need to go heavier. So I'm gonna write that down to make sure that next week I'm making progress. Okay, so here we're gonna do RDLs. I have it on the Smith machine and then I have a little bit of a lift right there because I'm really short and I don't get full range of motion when I do it. So if you are just like me, try adding that and it'll help a little bit. We're gonna do 2 warm-up sets and then go into our working sets just like with the other workout we did. So now we added a plate and we're going to do another set for about 12 to 15 reps and then we're gonna go heavier for our working sets. So my low back is hurting a lot and when I do RDLs with my grip in the front, it usually makes it hurt more. So I'm gonna do it on this machine instead for my heavier sets. If you have a machine like this, it's really good to do RDLs on if you're like me and your back hurts. I also need to see the chiropractor, so that's a part of it. But we're gonna do our heavier sets on this machine instead. Okay, I tried to do another heavy one and my back is just not allowing it. So I'm gonna drop it light before I hurt myself, which I hate doing, but it's better than not doing it. And we're just gonna focus on controlled, slow movements. That was a difficult workout. I felt so strong and so energized and ready to do the workout, but my back was like, no, Julia, we're tired, we hurt. And I wish I could tell you that immediately when I start feeling pain, that I let up and I just go lightweight and I see how we're gonna feel. But no, like most people, I'm assuming that you guys do this too. You try and push it, and then you're like, okay, this is definitely not working. We need to drop the weight. So I'm still learning that lesson myself, just being honest with you. But we still did it. We got it done. I'm still happy with the work effort level. I couldn't have lifted. I can't lift as heavy as I could have in the as I could last week because of my back, but that's my fault. I need to be focusing more on recovery and so lesson learned. So this brings me to tip number 2, and that is train each muscle group at least twice a week. So for example, I am a wellness competitor, so I have to train a specific way towards how my body needs to grow. So right now I have 3 leg days and basically 1 upper body day because my upper body is already developed enough for the category and my lower body still needs a lot of work in some areas. So my training split has already been following this kind of regimen. So if it's not, and you're right now kind of on a bro split where you're doing like legs, chest, back, like what I used to do for sure when I first started, I recommend switching to this one. So space them out. So maybe you're doing legs on like a Monday and you're doing legs on like a Thursday. So the way that you can hit them twice, but also make sure that you're activating different areas is just keeping track, like we said in the first tip, and then focusing on something different on each day. So say on Monday, your focus is like a conventional squat. And then on Thursday, you're doing like maybe a leg press where your feet are close together so that it hits your quads more, because foot placement changes where it hits more on your quads. So you're doing it like that. So you're hitting your quads in both exercises, but you're hitting them in different ways. You can do this with glutes as well. You can do it with back. So hitting them twice a week and kind of spacing them out has been a huge game changer for me and my growth, so that I can do heavy lifting maybe one day, a little bit more accessory work and volume on one day. You can do it in different ways like that. So yeah, definitely give that a go. Let me know if it's something that you try. And we're gonna go home. We're gonna get some food because I'm a little munchy. Starting to eat my nails. We'll talk about tip number 3. Also, to the people who are concerned about my eyes being watery on camera all the time, I have really bad allergies, especially this time of the year until like February or March, it gets really bad. So that's why my eyes are always watery. I'm trying to take allergy medicine, I promise, but it doesn't work. Okay, we are home and I'm going to make my post-workout meal, which today I'm feeling like having a wrap. This is something that I made yesterday and it was really good. It was like a sandwich, but a wrap, which I guess is what a wrap actually is. Yeah, so we're gonna make that. I'm gonna use a flat out multi-grain, what are these called? Flatbread as the base. And then I'm gonna pick a protein, and then I usually pick a vegetable, and then like a sauce to go on the side. So it's pretty big. I'm gonna use some mustard at the bottom, and we're gonna put pickles, peppers, and chicken. It sounds gross, and you can even do it with like a very lean turkey, just like a deli meat, and it's really good. But I'm gonna do it with chicken because I want something that's a little bit more heavy. Bit of fire sauce. It might seem gross, but it's really good. And the cool thing about wraps too, you can just change it up. Whatever you want for the week. You can do chicken, you can do turkey, you can even make like a burrito. Whatever you want. So we are done eating our post-workout meal. That was so good. The only thing I wish I would have put on it was fat-free cheese, and usually I do, and I forgot. It makes it even better. And it was super quick and simple. I love doing those when I'm just like, I don't really feel like thinking about it. I just put some stuff in a wrap and then roll it up and eat it. And it's filling, low calorie, and we are good to go. So this brings me to tip number 3, which is you don't have to force feed yourself. So long gone are the days of dirty bulking and you have to eat big to get big. You can build muscle at maintenance so that you are not putting on too much fat. I have definitely done this in the past where I thought that I needed to eat way above my maintenance level calories in order to build muscle. And if I wasn't eating way above those, then I wasn't optimally utilizing my training sessions and my food, and I wasn't going to build muscle as quickly as somebody else would. And what ended up happening was I was putting on too much weight, and when I wanted to go into a cutting phase, it was so much harder to cut down because I had gained so much more weight. So, for example, in my last prep, well, the last prep, when I was really struggling with binge eating, so I unintentionally bulked. I went from 125 as my stage weight to 170 in my off season when I was supposed to be building a lot of muscle. And that was kind of like, in a way, an intense bulk unintentionally. But what happened, I made my prep so much harder on myself because I put on so much weight. And now I am already in a way better spot because I didn't eat so above my maintenance caloric intake. And basically your maintenance calories is the calories that you ingest so that you don't gain weight and you don't lose weight. You just maintain right where you are. And that's where I've been sitting right now. And I'm feeling really strong, really healthy. I'm not putting on too much fat so that I have to cut it off a lot later and make it way harder on myself. You can build muscle at maintenance. Hope that tip helped, because past Julia would have loved that because I would try and force feed myself. It was really, really hard. And especially if you are new in your whole fitness journey and you're seeing a whole bunch of people that are like force feeding themselves and they're just, do it for the bulk, do it for your muscles. You don't have to do that. You can eat at maintenance. Just make sure the priority is protein, of course, and we'll go over that a little bit later. Okay, and tip number 4 is spread your protein out evenly throughout the day. So have at least 3 to 4 meals that have protein in them. A good rule of thumb is to have 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. If you are just kind of starting out, that might seem like a lot of protein to you, especially if you're like me and you're weighing like 158 right now. Having 158 grams of protein can be a lot, especially if you were just chewing a bunch of chicken. So what I've been doing lately is using a bunch of different things that have protein hidden in them so that I don't have to have chicken all the time, I don't have to have turkey all the time, and I don't have to chew all that food. So I'm gonna show you one of the recipes that I've been making in the evening that is a dessert and is super high in protein. So all you're gonna need for this recipe is 1 apple. You're gonna need low-fat cottage cheese. People, I think, either love it or hate it. I really like it because I like the mixture of something savory with something sweet. So if you don't like it, I'm sorry. You can also use Greek yogurt because Greek yogurt is high in protein, but I think that this has more protein in it. PB2, which is the powdered peanut butter. You can use regular peanut butter if you want, but it is more than double the calories. So I would rather have more of it than less of it. So first we're going to cut up our apple and then we're gonna measure out our cottage cheese. Okay, I wanna show you guys a trick. So Vision and Reese know the sound of when an apple cuts because they know that when we cut an apple, most of the time that they're going to get some. So I'm gonna test it out. I'm gonna cut this apple and they're gonna come running over here. Just wait. Oh, hi guys. Right on schedule. Okay, you can have one. Sit. Sit. No. Sit. Lay down. Lay down. Good boy. Reese, sit. Good boy. Okay, no more. Mommy's making her move. Okay, bye. Okay, so 1 serving of this is half a cup or 113 grams. It's 90 calories, 2.5 grams of fat, and there's 13 grams of protein in 1 serving of this. I'm gonna have 2 servings because 1 serving is not enough for me, and then I'm gonna add everything else on top. So we got our cottage cheese measured out in the bowl. I'm just going to add the apples on top. Vision, you don't get any more. And then we're gonna mix our PB2 to drizzle on the top. Now, if you want to make it super duper special, you put sugar-free syrup on top. Y'all know I went through like buckets of this during prep. Then I'm gonna put a little bit of cinnamon on it. And this is what it looks like. Sweet and savory, high protein, delicious. So this is a really good option if you're finding it hard to get your protein in during the day. You can do it like this. You can also use Greek yogurt. You can either just have the Greek yogurt by itself. You can add it to smoothies. You can utilize protein shakes. You can mix it into your oats. You can also make protein ice cream. And I don't know, yes, I have already showed you guys the Quest chips, but 1 bag of those Quest chips is 19 grams of protein. So it's a lot easier to eat chips than it is to eat like 3 ounces of chicken. So these are just ways that you can be a little bit more creative with your meals and get your protein in. And if you don't like cottage cheese, your mama didn't raise you to eat it as a child.
The next day.
Good morning, guys. It is the next day. It's about 7 a.m. Sure. I'm about to go into the 9-round kickboxing class, which is like a 30-minute kickboxing, and there's 9 rounds, and each is a certain amount of time, and once you're done, your 30-minute workout is up and you're complete. It's been a really good way for me to get cardio in lately, so I'm gonna take you guys with me. It's super dark outside right now. I was so tired during that one because yesterday we hit legs, so my legs were freaking hurting so bad. Oh, but we did it anyways. It was fun, and now we can go home and have breakfast. But I wanted to show you guys too because I got a Whoop band, if you can see it. I don't know if y'all have heard about these, but it's basically like a monthly membership, and it tracks your strain, recovery, and your sleep, your calorie burn as well. And it's pretty cool because it's all on the app. So I got to see, you know, how many calories I burned, where my heart rate was at. And then once I get a little bit more data, I can go over my strain, my recovery, and my sleep. So basically it tells you how well you're recovering, and it gives you like a scale. It also tells you how well your sleep has been. It'll give you like a percentage, like how many hours you actually slept and how many hours you needed to sleep to recover. So it's really cool. Like if you're really serious about recovery and taking your training to the next level, I do recommend getting one. It's $30 a month for the app. Like I would rather get that than like buy an Apple Watch. Maybe in the future I'll buy an Apple Watch too. But right now, like, this is doing the job and I don't mind it. And tip number 5, which is move your body. A lot of people think that if you are building that you can't do cardio, but yes, you can still do cardio. I used to think that way as well. I thought even if I did a smidgen of cardio that I was going to lose all of my gains. That's not the case. It's going to help you keep leaner than you would if you wouldn't do it. You're going to get your cardiovascular health up so that you can lift heavier for longer, and you're going to stay trim. And I know that's what you want. You want to build muscle, but you also want to be comfortable and confident in your skin. And if you do cardio and make sure that you're continuously moving, you can do that. Also increasing your NEAT, which is your non-exercise activity thermogenesis, which is basically anything that you are doing. Like it's me right now. I'm not really exercising. I'm just in the car, moving around, just kind of burning little bits of calories while I'm just doing my everyday life. So if you do have a job that is very, very sedentary and you're just kind of sitting around and doing nothing, then try to take laps whenever you can. Get up from your chair, take a couple of laps, something. I work from home, so I do a lot of sitting throughout the day. You know, when I'm doing my workout in the morning, this is when I'm working out, then I'm sitting the majority of the day. So I try to stand whenever I can, not only because sometimes just sitting for that long really hurts my lower back. So sometimes I just stand, I move up, get up, make sure that I go and like make my meal. And by doing that, it increases my NEAT. Also things like parking further away from a grocery store or just a shopping mall so that you can walk a little bit more, or taking the stairs instead of the elevator. Things like this increase your NEAT without you even really having to try. So those are going to be my top 5 tips how to build muscle and not gain too much fat. It is definitely a little sweet spot and something that I wish I would have known a lot earlier, but we'll go over them again. Tip number 1, train like you mean it. Tip number 2, train each body part at least twice a week. Tip number 3, you don't have to force feed yourself. You can build muscle on maintenance calories. Tip number 4, spread your protein out throughout the day. At least 3 to 4 meals when you can. And tip number 5, move your body more. This can either be by increasing your NEAT, or it can be doing cardio, or optimally, it would be both. Thank you guys so much for watching the 5 tips on how to build muscle without losing too much fat. Comment down below what you want me to talk about next. If there's something that's confusing you or something that you're curious about, comment it down below. I will make a video about it explaining everything. I love you all so much, and you are more powerful than you think. Bye!